Hey everybody, we are back to racing. This is day two of Intelligentsia Cup. I am doing the Cat 4 series, which is 10 days of this. Quite fun. And this is day two, which is Lake Ellyn. And Lake Ellyn is, I think, the longest course at Intelligentsia. Is 1.4 miles around this lake. Quite fun. Really enjoyed this course. It's mix of a little technical, slight little hill, not as big as yesterday, thank goodness for me. And couple technical sections. They will keep it fast and it will take some preferred lines around here. A few things I want to touch on is yesterday, which is day one. Just mentally staying in there, knowing that hill is not my course. So being prepared for this mentally, knowing where I should be is kind of up front of this group, hanging on yesterday, and that's what a lot of the sport is about. Mentally being prepared to stay up front, doing what you need to do, stay out of that swarm that always happens in that washing machine. If you can stay out front of that, you normally have a way better race. So just keep that in mind when you're out here racing. Kind of walking through this course a little bit is there's this bump right here. A lot of people elected to go over that. I did not want to do that. And you did see me hit that first lap. You will not see me hit that again. I had a rider on my outside. I wanted to not make contact with him, so I elected to go over that. The reason why not to go over that bump is it is shorter, but you have to slow down. Anytime you can't pedal over it, you have to bunny hop up onto it, and then it does not set you up very well for the next left turn. A lot of people elected to do that even later on in the race. It was pretty easy to make have people take that line and just go right around them, taking their position or preventing them from being side by side anymore. Here's one. The next feature on this course is this 180. Many people could not take this line very well. They turned in too early. You want to apex late in that corner right there. You see a lot of people get pushed that curve. That is turning in too soon. Do not do that. Makes you get up out of the saddle and sprint. And I am just easing on the power to come out of that. Later on in the race, you'll see me take it a little bit easier through that course or through that line because I was single file. I did take a little bit different line than most people, and it worked out well to my advantage. So this is the final corner coming into the straightaway. Uh, Fun little corner. There's pit on the left-hand side here. Pretty easy corner. Seems some people had some difficulties with it for some reason. Uh, Last lap of the race, that's a little bit of foreshadowing there. Um, but yeah, this is Lake Ellyn, really pretty. The park was awesome to hang out in afterwards, and just a fun event all around. So that is lap one, and we'll jump forward a little bit into the race here. Just finishing the first lap here, it started getting fast. Knowing the course is very important, and there's this little kicker here. It tended to slow up. You can see there's a gap in front of me. I'm watching this rider, and day two, not knowing which riders are strong, noticing a small gap open up. Assume up this hill will slow down a little bit. We'll close that right up. I did not like the way this was going. It kind of seemed threatening, so I did need to close this down. Um, and I could take a good line through here. Look at this line. Wham, bam. Love it. Love it. Put a little effort to close this down, and you'll see me just make sure I'm single file through this turnaround, and you'll see the line I like to take through this corner. Kind of close off that inside. So if anybody wants to go around me, they have to take that, keep it wide, and it's just two easy left-handers. Bigger boy, downhill advantage. I can pick up some speed through here, and if there's any small gaps that close down, I get sucked right into that wheel. Beautiful, beautiful little sequence of cornering right there by me. Here we are just cresting the top of that hill before that left-hander into the bus stops. We take it too wide. You can see this person on my left take a very sharp line, not really the ideal spot, but I leave a little gap open. I normally do this in our race. It benefits him and it benefits me. I don't have to surge up to close anything, and he has to, if not transition smoothly in, he needs to put a little bit of power so I can make him work a little bit. And most of the time I'm racing, I let people in pretty easily like this if we're single file, not giving up one or two positions. This part of the race is not that big a deal with how early it is. So I don't fight. That's some people I think focus too much on making sure they're keeping wheels and fighting for wheels 10 minutes into a 30-minute race. I don't do that. I don't think it's needed because look, right here, just keep a little bit of effort and I pass two people. There's so much just ebb and flow in the race that you don't have to fight for every single wheel. After I made that easy pass here, this guy on the yellow bike, he just decides to keep it going and zoom into this corner. This is how you don't want to pass. He's tired. He's dive bombing a little bit. Not that bad. He's holding his line very well, but he has to slow down so much. I just carry a little bit of momentum, and look at that. Like easy on me, and he just put in a lot of effort. His heart rate's probably screaming, and again, I let him have that wheel back because there's no need to fight it. There's no need to fight this too much early. My philosophy when racing is I want to use the least amount of energy as possible. Look, you just go right around him after the top of the hill because he's tired. That easy to make that pass back. As we go through this corner. The guy pulls off on the left here, and he almost smokes the person in the pit. Wow, that was very close. Just keep your head up when you turn back and look. That does take practice when you do glance back at the riders behind you. Just keep your head up and looking where you're going. This race, we're about halfway through right now, 16 minutes into the 30-minute race. The the front kept playing games. There would be good strong pulls, then it would slow down, which resulted in us getting swarmed in the top 10. Not an ideal place, not something I wanted to do. I did do some work on the front here, trying to keep the pace a little high. That is really not my forte. After racing 10 days, figuring this out, I am able to get on the front, but one thing being on the front is you can take your ideal lines through here and conserve energy. Although you do have a higher effort, you do have to put in a little bit of work sometimes, but I felt it was needed to keep the pace high, and I was able to take clean lines through this corner. And what do you know? After I take my pull, I flick my elbow to have some people come by, and we get swarmed because nobody else wants to pull through and do any work. So now we're going to be taking this quick succession of left-right turns, multi-wide, and everybody has to scrub speed through here. Take it three wide here, leaving plenty of space. This guy in front of me takes his ideal line, so I had to touch a little bit of brake, but I was not happy at this point. Keep getting swarmed, trying to keep the pace up, and get out of this riffraff. The washing machine effect I am not a huge fan of. I'm finishing up the strong pull to keep it strung out here, and I'm flicking my elbow, pulling off line to have someone go around. My teammate comes around with a couple riders as I come back in. It's just a freak. They still don't know what happened. Bike just flips over, and we slow mode it. We honestly have no idea what happened. Could have been one or two tiny little things that occurred. Pedal did not clip, which was amazing. That's the first thing we went to. But yeah, freak accident, and that was a hard one. That was definitely a hard one, especially when you're solo. Those are kind of hard to recover from. We'll watch the last lap play out here. Again, 1.4 miles long, so pretty long laps. I'm sitting in about 13 or 14th wheel coming through the start finish line. One person, minute and a half up the road going solo. Super strong person. I'm searching. My goal on this last lap is to move up. Obviously, I'm trying to win this field sprint and finding easy places to move up, not the hard ones. I could gas it over this hill whenever he slows up, but that is not a smart use of my energy. Uh, I need to be pedaling when others aren't pedaling and pushing down 200 watts, 150 watts, and just pass one or two people at a time. Large passes are harder to make up, and as I'm moving up in categories, I know that's going to happen. So as we come up this hill, kind of fans out, I'm just holding my position. Take an ideal line here. Again, conserving momentum. See this person in front of me. I knew he was strong. He was kind of making his way through the field earlier, but I think his strength has left him for this final lap. He looks like he's struggling. Identifying jumping off the wheel as soon as possible is another thing you need to be doing while crit racing. Always be looking ahead. Always being looking ahead. A guy tries to come up on the inside. Again, make him go over that little hump in the middle. He slows down. Don't need to worry about him any longer. You need to have a killer instinct on this last lap. You're going to be put in the hurt locker. Everybody's hurting. So when you hurt, everybody's hurting. So when it fans out or people get off the pedals, it's easy to make up. Here it fans out a little bit. Just be finding a line to find through here, missing any chipmunks that may run across the road right there. Geez, and easy move up and stick this corner right here. Geez, I moved up maybe 14 positions right here. I'm sitting in fourth, fifth wheel, uh, going through this corner. I do know I want to conserve and do a good job here. You have someone on the left send a little flyer up the inside, which was good. It kind of sped up the front. Me taking this perfect line through here, able to conserve momentum, and I didn't have to get out and sprint. Um, I'll be sprinting in a few seconds. I don't need to be sprinting then. This is where I do fight for wheels. I was staying on this Flatlandia rider's wheel in front of me. I did see a line on the right. Open up. There's a left-hand corner up here, so yeah, I'm going to be moving up. People kind of start soft pedaling. I move up a little bit more. For some reason, this rider in the front, maybe gas, he moves to the inside. Look at him. He just slows up that whole inside line, catches a break because he's just taking an absolutely terrible line through there. I open her up, jump on this guy's wheel, sitting in his draft. I wait to the very last second to open mine up and geez, what a fun little drag race to the line. I get him on a bike throw right here. I think maybe by the width of a tire. It was quite amazing. I learned this race. Don't wait so long to open your sprint. So got second place, one rider up the road. Quite a great day, especially since getting 15th and getting split from the group on day one. This really helped me know where I need to be in positioning and everything. So hopefully you all enjoyed. Day three will be coming out soon.